Joining us now from Uvalde, Texas, is MSNBC's Yasmin Vossoughian. Yasmin, after today's jaw-dropping admission of failure by officials, how are people reacting there in Uvalde?
Angry, frustrated, sad. I think no matter what comes out of this police department here, a local police department, federal agents as well, any of the new details that will emerge, accountability, admission of fault, admission that they should have gone in earlier, whatever comes after today, it won't matter. Because leading up to today, there have been so many missteps in the details that they have provided. And then now learning about this essential 1 hour, really, and 20-minute gap from the time at which this shooter entered that school behind me to the time to which he was neutralized. There were students inside that were alive in those classrooms, repeatedly making those phone calls, Jonathan, and you walked through it, right? 12:03 was the first phone call that came in from room 112. There were subsequent calls following that, 12:10, 12:16 from room 111 as well. There were students calling 911. The first 911 call, Jonathan, came in at 11:30, saying a crash has happened near the school and there is a man that is armed. And he shot at two individuals that were working at a funeral home that ran to the crash site when they saw the truck crashing in to the ditch behind the school, just 3 blocks away from here. It took him 5 minutes to make his way to the school, to which he started unleashing fire outside the school grounds. School resource officer, nowhere to be found. I asked at the press conference earlier today, where was the school resource officer? He was off campus. He was not here. He was driving elsewhere. As he learned of the active shooter on campus, he quickly made, and this is their words, made his way to the school, bypassing the shooter who was crouching in a bush area, shooting at the school, and thought a teacher was the shooter, thought a teacher was the one who was armed as he saw that individual outside the school. It was not the teacher. He bypassed the shooter at that point. You mentioned the fact that the shooter made his way into the school around 11:32, I believe it was, followed by 7 officers. 7. 30 minutes later, 19 were inside the school. 30 minutes later. And it wasn't until 12:50 that they were able to neutralize the shooter. You had Bortek, you had DHS between 12 and 12:15, according to Julia Ainsley's reporting, as you mentioned, arriving on the scene and told by local police to stand down. DHS at that point was instructed to remove students from windowed areas, windowed classrooms. You had Bortek standing on the scene with everything, all of the tactical materials that they need in hand to fight the shooter, and they were told to stand down for 30 minutes until they decided to override what they were being told by local officials and to neutralize the shooter. This community is up in arms. They are angry. They are sad. But here's the worst part, Jonathan. They are not surprised. And I think that's the question we need to ask going forward as well, is they are not surprised by the response of the local police. This community is not surprised by that because of the history they have had with this police as well.
Yasmin, we've known each other a long time. I've never seen you like this. And what you've told us this evening explains why. It is inexplicable, the story that we are all covering and that you are covering from the ground. I'm speechless. And Yasmin, I'm going to let you go before I'm not able to go any further.
It's hard.
In this show. It is so hard. It's bad enough to see babies killed, little children killed. But to hear the negligence of the adults they depended on for their safety is hard to take. And that school resource officer driving past, I would like to hear that person's explanation for why they weren't on their post. It's the whole point of the job, is to be there to protect those kids, and they weren't there. Yasmin Vossoughian, thank you.
Jonathan, let me tell you.
Sure.
Let me tell you one more thing. I spoke to the older brother of a little boy named Xavier who lost his life in room 111. 10-year-old boy, loved to dance, loved his family. love to take care of his little girlfriend, Annabelle, who lost her life as well. A call came in from room 111 at 12:16, a 911 call. Xavier was in room 111. His brother wonders, had they reacted, had they gone in, would Xavier be alive today? Would his girlfriend, Annabelle, be alive today? It is that personal. It is that immediate. And it is those questions that need to be answered for these families that have lost everything and lost their future. These kids, these babies that they brought into this world.